guys, it's Lida from Sypnotech. Well, it's been over a month that I've had one of this year's most anticipated phones, the Google Pixel 3 XL, as my daily driver. It has been with me for work, leisure, and has even captured memories for me across the globe in France. Having now used all 3 generations of Google's flagship phones, the 3 XL had a lot to live up to in order to impress me. What's the verdict? Let's take a look. Let's start off with the aesthetics. This year's Pixel 3 XL came in at 6.3 inches, and this particular color I have is called Not Pink. The Pixel 3 XL we received from Google to review features 4 GB of RAM, 64 GB of storage, and a Snapdragon 845 processor, which is this year's top chipset for Android. It is protected by Gorilla Glass 5 front and back and surrounded with an aluminum frame. Being that it is 2018, the 3 XL is also IP68 water resistant. The screen resolution comes in at 1440 by 2960 pixels and runs the latest version of Android 9.0 Pie. One huge difference when looking at build comparisons between this year's design and last year's Pixel 2 is the evolution of the glass back, which now has a really smooth finish in comparison to last year's more textured feel. The fingerprint scanner on the back is the same, but this year's sensor appears to be just a tad smaller in size. On the bottom, you'll see that the SIM tray has moved right next to the USB-C port. On the right-hand side, we have the power button and volume rocker. I'm a fan of the accented colors Google added to this power button this year. While a few of my friends said it's unnecessary, especially with a case on, I found that it adds a slight pop. Now, I know that the notch has been a huge sticking point since before the phone even came out, but to be completely honest, I've gotten used to it. Could it be cleaner or even removed? Potentially, but I don't necessarily think it should be the sole reason why you should or shouldn't buy the phone. No headphone jack as you'd probably expect in 2018, but this year Google included USB-C earbuds that work really well with Google Assistant right in your ear. While most phones nowadays give you a dongle to connect your headphone to the port, I'm really impressed with how Google stepped up their game this year with the included earbuds. Next, let's talk about battery life. The Pixel 3 XL contains a 3430 mAh battery. While this is a good size battery in number, I did find this to be one of the more disappointing aspects of the 3 XL. I found myself having to charge my device usually around the early evening to be able to keep using it until bedtime. Certain apps like the camera, Snapchat, and other games definitely drain the battery more than I had expected, and I'm hoping it's just a matter of updating software to eventually get better battery life. I've gotten better results on other phones with my same usage. On the other hand, charging is a very simple task, and it only takes about 15 to 20 minutes to fully charge the Pixel 3 XL. And even better, the phone can charge wirelessly with Qi charging. I was, however, sent the Pixel stand from Google to review with the Pixel 3 XL, and I genuinely found it seamless and very engaging to use. We'll talk about that product in its own review very soon. You really can't talk about the Pixel 3 XL without acknowledging the tremendous software effort by Google. By far, this is the most impressed I've been with Google's AI and just how effortlessly it integrates into every aspect of the device. Google also used a special Titan M security chip that's supposed to protect your most sensitive data with extra encryption. Coming from the Pixel 2, I had very high expectations for the camera and was pretty blown away with some of the new features. Top Shot automatically chooses the best shot, which helps when you have a large group of people. And Playground lets you use animated AR stickers that are pretty fun to play around with. While both these features were cool to use, I was even more impressed with Google Lens, which lets you basically take a snap of anything and will search what it sees. Google has really been able to create a seamless experience in its software to its devices. As for the camera performance, we've got a 12 megapixel rear camera and dual 8 megapixel front cameras. One of my favorite features to test out was Photo Booth, which included a wider selfie lens that was a noticeable difference from what you'd usually get on regular selfie mode. Night Sight also takes your darker photos and turns them into more detailed shots using strictly software tricks. It is definitely helpful if you take a lot of moodier night photos. The portrait mode is also excellent, and coming from the Pixel 2, a slight step up from what it previously was. I'm actually going to be doing a Pixel 2 versus Pixel 3 camera comparison as well, so be sure to stay tuned for an in-depth video about the cameras. Finally, the last feature of the Pixel 3 XL that I enjoyed playing around with was the digital Wellbeing app. I'm a huge data geek, and it was crazy being able to monitor things like how many times I unlocked my phone today and how many notifications I had yesterday. While you need to dig deep into the settings to see this, and it's currently in beta mode, I'm pretty excited to see where Google takes this next. So, should you make the jump to the Pixel 3 XL? If you can afford it and am on Team Android, I would absolutely say yes. While the physical look of the phone didn't necessarily evolve much from generation to generation, and while the Pixel 2 is definitely still very viable in 2018, I can definitely see massive improvements in Google's offering this year. If anything, the Pixel 3 XL has just made me even more excited to see where they'll take the Pixel line next, especially in the mobile photography department. Once again, this is Lida from Hypnotech. Do you have a Pixel 3 XL? What are your experiences? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit the bell button below so that you don't miss a single video in the future. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!